Hello everyone, Tony Lee Peters here. How are you? I'm very well, thank you for asking. I hope you've all had a great Easter. Here in the UK, the weather has been absolutely gorgeous. I managed to spend some time with my family. I ate so much chocolate, so I've had a really good Easter and I hope you have too. So today I'd like to speak to you about stress and I'd like to share with you five really easy stress busters. So five really easy things to do to help prevent stress or help us when we are in a stressful situation. And as always, there will be an information sheet available with all this information listed. So if you'd like a copy, just type the word stress busters in the comments below and I will send that to you via Facebook Messenger. Okay, so stress. What is stress? Well, stress is a very natural bodily response to a threat. Now, it's worth remembering that stress is a natural reaction because very often we're taught that we should completely eliminate stress from our lives and that stress is a really bad negative thing. And yes, it can be, but stress can also be quite helpful in certain situations. Now, there's a there's a lot of different intricacies when it comes to stress. So I'm just going to simplify things by concentrating on what I call the two different forms of stress. So the first form or type of stress is what I refer to as natural stress. So natural stress will be when we're stressed about something that is very real, that we have evidence for, something that has happened. Or something that is going to happen, perhaps based on something that has happened before, something that's going to elicit the fight or flight response. And the second type of stress is unnatural stress. And that's the kind of stress when we're stressed about our appearance or we're stressed about others judging us. So it's stressing about what we perceive is going to happen to us. So natural is about things that are very real that have happened, and unnatural is things that we perceive are going to happen. And I'll give you two very quick examples of things that have happened to me that you might be able to identify with. You might not be able to with the first one, but you'll get the point. So natural stress. Quite a few years ago, I was walking up a road to get to a friend's house. It was in the early evening. And as I was approaching someone's front garden, I could see a badger sitting at the gate of this garden. The badger took one look at me and decided he didn't like me and chased me halfway back up the road. Now, you do not want to get on the wrong side of an angry badger, believe me. And it sounds funny, but it was actually quite a stressful experience. And a few weeks later, when I was in that same location, I started feeling symptoms of stress, and I was wondering, should I stay on this side of the road? Should I go on the other side of the road? Where's that bloody badger? I didn't want to get beaten up by the badger again. So it elicited this fight or flight response. So that's an example of a natural form of stress. So an example of an unnatural type of stress would be when I was just about to start a new job. So on the days leading up to my first day in the new office, I began to be consumed with worry. I was worrying about what the other people might think of me, about working with people that I'd never met before, about whether that job would be right for me, about whether I should even turn up for the job. I was just getting myself worked up, and a little bit like my dog now, Charlie. And that was because I was perceiving what was going to happen rather than what had actually happened. So that's a form of unnatural stress. I think Charlie's okay now. Okay, so on to the stress busting tips. So number one is to recognize that you are stressed. Very often when we've been dealing with a great deal of unnatural stress for a long period of time, we can forget that we're actually feeling stressed. We might not realize that we're stressed because our bodies have got used to it, and we've just got used to getting into that routine. It's almost like an automated process, an automated response. And very often it can be other people that will tell us that we're stressed. So someone might say to you, well, you're looking a bit stressed out. Are you okay? So The first thing is to recognize that we're stressed, because you can't do anything about anything unless you know what that anything is. So once you recognize that you're stressed, you can then do something about it. So that's the first step. Recognize when you're stressed. The second tip is to snap out of it, literally snap out of it. So when you're feeling stressed, you might be sitting at your desk at work, wherever you are, you're feeling stressed, you've recognized that you're stressed, tell yourself to snap out of it and literally snap your fingers to snap yourself out of it. Now, what you're doing there, by snapping your fingers, you are telling your subconscious that you've created this bodily response to snap out of the stress. So it's your way of actioning and combating the stressful symptoms that you're feeling anyway. So that's a really, really powerful thing to do, is just to keep snapping your fingers, snap away the stress. If you can, move yourself away from the environment. So move yourself to another department, move yourself to, if you can go outside, even better, just to take a little bit of a breather. But when you do move, make sure that you don't stand up out of your seat in a threatening way. Keep everything quite slow and quite purposeful. So your movements, be quite slow, be quite purposeful. Because if you move too quickly and your body goes into kind of like a threatening stance, then you could elicit a fight or flight, and you could end up pacing, and you don't really want to do that. What you want to do is be in control of your bodily symptoms. So be in control of your body, nice, slow and purposeful movements. If you can't move yourself from the environment, then just move your body position. Just do something where you're snapping your fingers and you may just move yourself to one side. Try to focus your mind onto something else, but literally snap out of it. The third technique, this is more to do with preventing stress, and it's something that you all know about, but it's something that we find quite a challenge to do every day, and it can become quite a chore, but it's so beneficial, and that's daily exercise. Daily exercise really can help prevent the negative impact of stress, because it boosts endorphins, and endorphins are the hormones that our bodies produce that make us feel great. So do some daily exercise, and it can also help with the quality of your sleep. The harder and the more you exercise, the better your sleep that night, and sleep has a big impact on stress too. The fourth tip is to get completely lost in the zone. So get lost in the zone, and what that means is to focus your mind on a specific enjoyable task. So you're taking your mind away from your stresses and you're doing something that's really going to put you in the zone. So that could be creating artwork, creating music, it could be drawing, coloring, puzzles, word searches, anything that's an enjoyable specific task that's going to take your focus away from the stress and your worries and focusing completely on something else. Number 5 is to find the fun. Do more things that will make you laugh, because you cannot feel stressed when you're laughing. You can't feel stressed when you're having a good time. So just find more things to do that introduce a bit of fun into your life. Take time out to treat yourself when you can, and set yourself a specific challenge at the beginning of the day. Challenge yourself to find the joy in everything that you do. It's about increasing your vibrations, and we've spoken about this before. Stress, anxiety, worry, that's all operating from a lower frequency. We want to increase our vibrations. So challenge yourself to find the joy in everything that you do. And it sounds quite hippie-ish, but I guarantee if you set yourself that challenge at the beginning of the day, by the end of the day, when you look back over things, you'll find that you are quite easily able to do that. And actually, there is another really important tip. So this would be a bonus stress buster. I've spoken about this before in another video, and that is to journal. So get all your stresses out into paper and transform the stress into positive. So journaling is a really good way of getting anger, getting stress, getting everything out, and just committing it to paper, because once it's committed to paper, in a sense, it's kind of like left your mind, or the main part of the negativity has left your mind and is now committed to paper. But it isn't just enough to commit the stress and negativity to paper. What you want to do is also to transform that negativity and stress into positivity. So once you've got all that down onto paper, then ask yourself the question, what positive lessons have I learnt from this stressful experience? And write that down too. Commit that to paper. I think I need to give my dog some tips on stress. So I'll just quickly go through those 6 points again. So number 1, recognize that you're stressed. Number 2, snap out of it. Number 3, daily exercise. Number 4, get lost in the zone. Number 5, find the fun. And number 6, journal your stress away. If you would like an information sheet, just type the word Stress Busters in the comments below and I will send that to you via Facebook Messenger. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Be kind to yourself. Take care. Bye-bye.